years in precinct 4, as far as that goes. In 1978, I started a business and a family. Got 3 children, and now got 7 grandchildren. I started my business with a backhoe and a 1-ton truck. Cost $17,000. You know what I had. I started. Oh, I got 1 minute. Oh my God.
You're done. Not.
But I grew my business.
Your time's up. Sorry. You ready, Colby?
Yes. Okay. Hey, first, let me just say thank you real quick to event organizers for allowing me to participate tonight remotely. I greatly appreciate it. My name is Colby Shawn, and I want to be your next county commissioner for Precinct 4. As a successful business owner, I have extensive experience in employee management, budgeting, cost control, and growth. I've volunteered in numerous civic, municipal, business, and youth organizations, leading many of those as committee chair or board president. I have good working relationships with community stakeholders, business leaders, and business customer clients. As a candidate for commissioner, I prepared for this position extensively. For almost a year now, I have attended almost every county commissioner court meeting. I've been to county commissioner workshops, departmental meetings. I've met with commissioners, and I've also met with county department heads. I am a fiscal and social conservative. I'm a proud Republican. I believe in the rule of law, and I fully support our first responders. I'm an open and honest communicator, and I believe in government accountability and transparency.
Time's up.
I am the most prepared candidate for this position, and I'm asking for your vote on first. Thank you.
Hi, folks. My name is Corey Lane. Wow. This is the first time I've had a chance to actually meet Mike Ritchie in person. We're campaigning against each other, and I've never had a chance to shake the man's hand. I will tell you, I know nothing about Mike, but I met his mother this evening. And I got to tell you, if she's responsible for this guy, I think you're going to be pretty good. She's very nice to meet you. Colby and I have known each other for quite some time. My wife and I, they're sitting right out there. My wife and my boys are sitting out there. We moved to Bridgeport, Texas about 15 years ago. And I'm going to tell you, it's really by divine providence. We moved from Spokane, Washington. I was born in Amarillo, but I grew up in southern Idaho because they took me out of here screaming, I'm sure, in three-legged pants, you know. But I grew up outside of here. 15 years ago, we moved back. Should have done it 30 years ago, quite frankly. I believe that God gives people talents and abilities they're supposed to use for the benefit of others. And I believe you should give back to the community from which you take a living. So for the last 15 years, I've served as mayor and various other civic things. I believe that I want to serve you as County Commissioner Precinct 4. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Colby, we will let you take this first question. And the question is, this is from the Wise Republican Party. What is the annual budget of the County Commissioner's Office, and how many total staff do you believe it will take to operate it?
Well, that's a great question. Well, the county's budget is a $70 million budget, but for Precinct 4's budget is $1.42 million for this upcoming year. Now, what's interesting about that is, you know, employee costs take up $942,000 of that. So they've been operating over there with 9 employees in the county barn, and they've been doing it quite efficiently. In fact, this last year, they finished the year with a $700,000 savings. So I think that the amount of employees that we got there currently is the perfect amount. What we currently do now is do a lot of maintaining of the roads that we have. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit.
Okay.
Repeat that last statement.
Okay. What I was saying is there's currently 9 employees at the county barn. That's what they operate. There are a few positions for some part-time employees if needed, but we really haven't needed that there. And I think we can continue to operate with that and operate within the budget that's been set for this upcoming year.
Thank you. Colby has already mentioned the facts of that, the answer to that question, the budget, and where it's going. Here's the concern. Municipal or government budgets have always been a little bit different than business type budgets. Business budgets operate based upon what you need, and you then generate sales and revenues to cover what you need. A lot of times municipal budgets, and I had to learn this when I became mayor of Bridgeport, they're basically based on how much money you have and let's go spend it. Now, I happen to believe that the county commissioners that currently serve and our county judge have done a really good job. Otherwise, I would have said something about it a long time ago. Now, I'm not part of that discussion. Most of you aren't either. So trying to tell you what I think they need, honestly, I don't have an idea yet. I will when I walk in the door. Just like I figured it out when I became the mayor, I had to learn. And the idea is to find good people who know the information and ask them. I learn fast. I'm one of those kind of guys that kind of looks outside the box. And I think that providing the leadership necessary to give the people what they need to serve is what we need.
Well, it's tough to go third on this one because they've got all the number questions already answered. Colby was correct with all the numbers on the money that is raised just for precinct 4, which is, you think about that, it's 215 miles of road in precinct 4. And you got, a budget of 900-something thousand that goes to the people running. You got $500,000 left to fix roads. There are plenty enough employees. The employees, if you get to need some help, you borrow them from another precinct, and that helps. So we don't have to, the budget doesn't have to go outrageous, so we have to get people, and they have to keep people on staff that are too many for, you don't have nothing for them to do. So it is important that we borrow from each other, so that helps save some tax dollars for all precincts.
Okay, Corey, I will leave you go first on this next question if I'm keeping count correctly. Do you believe that the role of a county commissioner, and this is from Wise County Conservatives, do you believe that the role of a county commissioner is to rubber stamp a county judge, or are you willing to debate an issue that you feel is strongly in the best interest of the people, even if perhaps it's not a popular opinion? For example, let me give you an example on that. Sometimes federal money that comes from the current occupant of the White House, perhaps, may come with strings attached to it. Would you be willing to refuse federal money if it were not in the best interest of your county? Sometimes block grant money comes with strings like zoning, you give up control of zoning in your county in order to accept that money. Would you be willing to debate these issues and perhaps take an unpopular stance?
The answer to that question is a defiant yes. I have a reputation of being willing to stand up for the things that I believe in. I proved that when I was the mayor. I just happen to believe that good, open, honest debate amongst smart people is a way to get the right answers. But trying to say that I would refuse the money, the answer is I might, if there's strings attached that is not beneficial to the county, but I certainly wouldn't go against the majority of the county commissioners and the judge. If we debate it open and honest and transparently, and the group decides the best interest for the county is one thing, I'm not going to be the odd guy and stand up and complain about it. I will be very public in my opposition, but when it comes down to a decision made by the board, I think it's important to stand up for that decision. So while everybody kind of knows that I'm willing to fight for what I believe in, I'm also willing to build some bridges because I'm not the only guy in the room, and I'm certainly not the smartest guy in the room. I just bring a new set of eyeballs to an old set of problems, hoping I can affect that decision.
Well, that comes with a maybe. I would have to talk to my people, constituents out in precinct 4. You pointed somewhere on?
No, you're fine. Keep going.
No, does that count against you? I thought she'd want me to stop. I apologize. But no, I'm a representative of the precinct 4 people. And when I have something of that nature come up, I would get everyone's that I could get a hold of and tell the people in precinct 4 what contingencies were. And I would get their opinion, because my vote would be what the contingencies of my precinct would be. I want to vote the way they feel that what we need to do, not what Mike Ritchie feels.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Since we lost Colby, so how about if I go to the next question, and then if we get him back, he can answer that question. Is that fair? Okay, because the next question kind of goes along with that one, and it is from the Wise Republican Women, and it says, what practical steps will you take to elicit the advice from and concerns of your constituents? And let's see, Mike, I believe you would take that one next.
Well, I would have an open door policy, as I just said on the last question. I represent the people of Precinct 4. So my doors are open 24/7. My phone is 24/7. I will have a website set up that's just for Precinct 4. I'll have a Facebook page. You can get a hold of me anytime, because that is the most important thing that I can do as commissioners, represent you and listen to get your feedback on it as I go to vote for what is in your best interest.
As an elected official, especially serving on a larger scale, I'm talking about a region where you just aren't next door to everybody in a precinct. It's important to recognize that the decisions that you make affect the entire precinct, but most people that live there are only concerned about what's happening in their doorstep, at their home, how it affects them where they live. That's the important part of listening to people. It's not so much what's good for the precinct as a whole, but what's good for that one individual, because that's what matters to them. And I think that's, in fact, Mike said that, listening to the people, what concerns them specifically, and then using that information to make decisions on a grander scale. I think that's what leadership is about, and I think that's what servant leadership and representation is about.
And Corey, we will start with you on this one. What applicable experience do you have to serve as county commissioner?
You have three candidates running for office tonight, and all three of them are good people, okay? I've met them, I've known these folks. Everybody wants to serve and do the best you can. I grew up, and I have for the last, ever since I was 17 years old, been involved in political activism in some fashion. I've worked for the Republican Party in several different states. I moved here 15 years ago. I've been a Cub Scout leader. I've been a Lions Club member, and I was the mayor of Bridgeport. So I'm a business owner. I own Furniture Supercenter. There's a plug for you guys. I own a furniture store and have for the past bunch of years run an independent business. So I've seen budgets, from government budgets to business budgets to management of people to all the different things that affect each and every one of us. I think I'm the only
Recording
candidate.
in progress.
That's cool. Now I'm in trouble. That's Big Brother listening in, I think. I think I'm the only candidate that brings the experience of business ownership and municipal government experience to the table. And for that, I think I'm qualified to serve.
Yeah, you already
Oh,
my bad.
well, when I did my introduction, I told you I wasn't a politician and I'm a businessman. And I believe that the county business is what Precinct 4 is. I think it is a very large, deals with a lot of money, a lot of your money. So I believe it is a business. I've served as president, CEO, CFO, chair. I did everything there is to do that you can do for little kids, that's for sure. I've been the commissioner of sports with Paradise for 14 years, not now. But I have ran businesses. I've been board chair. I've been board, school boards. I've been board members and executive committees. I can't sit there and think about all the things. I can, but she just stopped. So I get to tell you.
Thank you. Okay, Colby, welcome back. Can you hear us okay? Awesome. Okay, I'm going to give you the 2 questions that you missed, and I'm going to give them to you in the order that the other 2 gentlemen had, all right?
Okay.
So the first question is, do you believe the job of a county commissioner is to be a rubber stamp for the county judge, or do you believe that it's important for county commissioners to debate issues that maybe you feel strongly is in the best interest of the people, even if it may go against the others? And the example I gave is perhaps if there's a debate about accepting federal money and it has strings attached to it, like block grant money sometimes has zoning restrictions that are set, and the county cannot change that, but they have to accept those in order to accept that money. Would you be willing to take a stance that may be different from those others on the commission?
Sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I absolutely will debate issues when I feel I need to against the other commissioners and the county judge. I will take a stance on things. What you're referring to and what you're asking about is the American Rescue Plan. The county received $13.5 million from that plan that they will be receiving. They received half of it and going to get another half. And you know, there's a thought that there could be, you know, strings attached to that money. Well, you know, my thought on that is, yeah, the system is broken. Okay. But if we decide that we do not want that money, where do you think that money's going to go? They're just going to distribute it to other counties. And guess who's still going to pay for it? It's still going to be the taxpayers of Wise County paying that federal tax bill. So in this instance, with the American Rescue Tax Plan, or the American Rescue Plan, I do believe we should accept that money, like they have already made that decision, and they're utilizing that money to fund things that the taxpayers in Wise County need.
What applicable experience do you have to serve as county commissioner?
Could you repeat that? I didn't understand one of the words there.
Yes. What applicable experience do you have to serve as county commissioner?
Okay. I think you're asking what experience I have to serve as county commissioner. Okay. Yes. Well, you know, I've got a long background in business management, 30 years in management, big box retail to store, corporate management. I was a regional manager over 80 stores across 6 states. So I've got a lot of experience, but I think the one thing that really sets me apart from the rest is long before I made an announcement that I was going to run for county commissioner, I made a commitment. I made that commitment to myself and to the taxpayers to learn as much as I could about the role of the county commissioner. And what I learned was this job is a whole lot more than asphalt and potholes, so much more. And I feel like I am the most prepared candidate, and I'm ready to take on the job.
Okay. And for the next question, I'm going to let Carrie come. Did I miss one? Did I go? Okay, are you sure? Okay, y'all stop me because it gets a little confusing. All right.
Thank you for coming. We're experiencing growth in Wise County. We need growth in Wise County in the form of business to help offset some of the tax burden for those of us just to have houses. What are your plans for the growth in Wise County, business-wise?
Who's going first?
Oh, Colby, you're up.
I apologize, but I did not understand that question. It was something about growth.
We need growth in Wise County in the form of business to offset some of the tax burden on residents. What is your vision or plans for the future for that?
Well, that's a great question, and I do think the county does play a part in that. They, you know, the county has partnerships with communities in our county, and you know, we do have some economic development. I think that we need to continue to expand our infrastructure in the county to encourage businesses to move to Wise County. You know, broadband infrastructure is one of the big things that we're trying to increase in Wise County. Those kind of things are going to attract businesses to come to Wise County, and not necessarily in the unincorporated area, but in the corporated areas, you know, the cities, Bridgeport, Decatur, Chico, and Paradise, and all these. So, you know, I will work as a partner. Partnerships are a big thing to me, and I want to be a strong community partner. That's one of the reasons I've been going to city council meetings in Precinct 4 with all the cities, is to learn how I can help those cities. So that would be my answer.
Growth is coming whether we like it or not. You go around and look at all that's going on. The farm to market roads down in Paradise were never designed to carry the thousands of cars that are going to be traveling on those. We've got challenges staring us in the face, folks. It's coming whether we want it or not, but we also have to plan for it. So business development, you're saying, how do we deal with economic development? Providing the necessary infrastructure to be able to accommodate those businesses allows us to compete county by county by county. But there's something else that's really more important. What put my family in Bridgeport wasn't because it had nice roads. It was the quality of life. We moved here because we found a community that was close-knit, that was honest, that was a place where we could raise our kids. Just because we have people come here to move here, we cannot lose sight on the quality of life issues that we have to offer other people. And that's just something, we can talk about economics all day long, but what makes people want to stay here is the quality of life that they have.
Well, I agree with both candidates. To get people here, we've got to have stuff for them to do. We want them to come. And we can help work with the cities. I think that's the most important thing, because most businesses come to the cities. They don't come out from 2123 by my house. They come to the cities. So we're going to have to work with the cities and give them some recreational stuff that you can bring a family to, that you really want to come out and enjoy your time in Paradise. You may work some stuff at the lake. I work with the city council lady there at Paradise, the mayor, and we went over stuff about how Paradise needed to increase their recreational for the kiddos in some parks and some runways. You do that, people come. People in by the Texas Department of Transportation, there's going to be over 100. Well, it said 102, but it's going to be by then. 2040.
All right, forgot the yellow one, right? That's okay. Okay, last question, and I believe that Colby will take this one first. All right, what practical steps will you take to elicit the advice from and concerns of your constituents?
Okay, well, first and foremost, I've already talked about it, you know, community partnerships. I believe partnering in our communities develop strong relationships. I have been out on the campaign trail now, going door to door, talking with constituents, talking about what their concerns are. Obviously, I will be available. I'm open and honest communications. I'll be available by phone and email 24/7. I will proactively communicate with people via social media. I plan on Facebooking with them, taking questions. But strong community partnerships, I think, are the key to being successful in this role. And, you know, I've been that in Bridgeport for a long time, and I'm just broadening that out within Precinct 4. And it will not stop once I'm elected. You will continue to see me in these meetings and being in the community and being concerned with what our citizens have to say and taxpayers. I cannot be.
That's it. You got to stop.
Yeah,
all right.
Having an open and honest ear for people's concerns is important. When I served as mayor of Bridgeport, my phone would ring at 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning with somebody who would say, "Can you get the neighbor's cat to shut up?" Okay, little things like that were important to them. Okay, you can't say, "Why are you calling me at 2 in the morning?" It's important to them, so you do something to fix the issue, however small it might be. But being able to be accessible to people, having a phone that you'll actually answer instead of going to voicemail, having social media that's available that people can contact the folks that they need to, including me. I just happen to believe that when you're part of the community, you become part of the community. You reach out to people and say, "What's bothering you and how can I help?" That's what I'd like to do, is be able to help, to serve those people as a representative. Now, here's the kicker. Some people want us to do things, or going to want us to do things that may not be beneficial to the county. So do they still have a right to have their voice heard? I believe they do. Even if I wouldn't agree with it, they still have a right to be heard at the commissioner's court.
We had a similar question that earlier about open door policy, and my door has been open my whole life. My open door policy when I ran my business, my door stayed open, and I made people that all the people not forget open. But most of the people I have them come in and talk to me about their families and what they're doing, so I can help better make them successful. And in my opinion, that was most important, to find out why they want, what success was to them, where they want to be. In that, I want to know what's the success of the people of this county want. I don't only want to go to precinct 4, I want to go to precinct 1, precinct 2, precinct 3. Because what I vote on affects all of them. And I want to go to all them districts, all them city councils, all the city meetings, the fire department, the sheriff. I want to listen to all people, because when I vote, it affects everyone, not just the precinct 4.
All right, what is the proper role of government?
The proper role of government, I want to be last now. It was an easy question. My mother was sitting on the front row and let her answer the question for me. The role of government is to not be in our business mainly. We're supposed to run our families and do the right things, and sometimes we got to get the role of government to come in there to monitor, but they sure shouldn't be dictating to us.
Me? Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. I agree with Mike there. I mean, the role of government should be limited. Okay. But it should be there for the people to assist the people. But certainly, they should not be, the government should not be mandating things to us, and they should be limited as much as possible.
I believe that the essential role of government is reality public safety. Fire, police, safe roads, water, sewer, things that are not easily done by the private sector. If there's something to be done by the private sector, most of the time it's done more efficiently, it's done with less cost, and usually done better, quite frankly. So limited government is a party platform that we all have agreed to. We signed on to that platform, so we agree with that. So limited regulations, limited government. When the government gets out of the people's business, they're free to do the things that are necessary to take care of their family.